We are on the paragraph that begins on page Samahei, talking about the third madregi in Iris. Ve-hamadreygah hagimel, the third madregi in Iris, who ha'oires hamislabshim became. It is the oires that are mislabish, that are imbued in kelim. And here is the big thing that we kind of a challenge to discern and understand, that although there is the kelim, the kelim should not overshadow, so to speak, the oir, and it should be recognized that the keli functions because there is an oir, just as the body functions because there is a neshama. Yes, indeed, the body has all the faculties, but not only that it could not move without the neshama. It would not be able to relate to anything that it's doing without a neshama.
The body relates to what it's doing.
Before we go into this, let me point out. We spoke about this many times in the past. Walking is a simple physical action. Maybe we can ask him, because this goes right into the recording.
I'm afraid, last time I went over there, he was really upset.
Now what?
He was really upset, because he feels he's very quiet.
I'll talk to him afterwards.
Okay, that's...
Walking is a very simple physical action. You move one leg in front of the other, and that covers the ground. So you have to understand that is not what's taking place in walking. Although physically that is exactly what happens. And it is not easy to recognize that there is much more to it. There's a spirit behind it. But there is something that actually brings it home and shows it to us clearly. We mentioned it many times, that you have these people who are paces going to the shul. As soon as they come into the shul, no matter how large a shul is, they go from one end of the shul to the other, constantly back and forth, back and forth. During the time of davening, and all the obstacles that they encounter, all the people that they have to circumvent and so forth, is really a whole big effort. Even in terms of distance, if you measure the distance, you could say that this is real distance. And yet, they can go indefinitely. Take the very same distance on the outside. Say, oh, I can't go that far. It's too far. What is the difference? The difference is that when you are inside the shul, you're in context. So the action of walking, you're actually floating. The halacha says, this is an interesting thing. You remember the halacha says, Hachai noisei asatzmoi. But when it comes to carrying Shabbos, a living human being who is conscious, not asleep, you're not even carrying a Shabbos. Because the Chai is noisei asatzmoi. The Chai noisei asatzmoi. What does that mean, Chai noisei asatzmoi? The principle of movement is not merely movement in place. Put one foot in front of the other. Movement is to transfer oneself from one location to another location to another location. Locations, like the halacha is, when are you not allowed to carry? From one reshus to another reshus. The action of carrying does not discern the difference. Within the house, you're allowed to carry as much as you want. You're allowed to move furniture around that may weigh hundreds of pounds on Shabbos. It's not appropriate to do that, but halachically, you're not able on carrying on Shabbos. A handkerchief stashed in your pocket, taking it from Shaliach to Shulchan, you're able on Shabbos. What's behind this? What is the significance in this? Clearly, this is a ruchnis tikkunim. Is it something that we can relate to, or it's not? The answer is yes, absolutely, we can relate to it. We always mention, it's not an easy thing to explain, we'll try. The Rambam says, I mentioned all the time, that the first principle is to know that there is a first being. What's the emphasis of a first being? The emphasis of the first being is that it innovates completely without any precedent, without any cause. Create something that has not been solicited at all. Let's make the first being. This is the principle of creation. It's called yesh me'ayin. Yesh me'ayin is not merely that physically it's not there. Me'ayin means conceptually it's not there. Even after it comes into being, the question remains, what's its origin? No origin. The concept itself is what creates it. With yesh me'ayin. I think I'm going to take it the entire circle. Explained many times. Going back to our worthwhile table. You can explain the function of a table in the physical realm, the world, that you have an option. You only have two hands, and you have to hold many things in front of you. So you put them in front of you, you have something to put them down. But this does not represent the table. This is only the Ritzonis. This is the Gashmi aspect of the table. A table is representative of human spirit. As we said the other day, there's a big difference for the human being to put things on the table and to put things on the windowsill.
The table doesn't know that. Though.
Excuse me?
The table does not know that.
Oh. So what's the answer? Right, listen to this. The table doesn't know that. You're absolutely right. But why is the table there? How did it get there? What does it represent? Does it represent its physical structure? I'm here, okay, you can measure because I have physical legs. Or does it represent the spirit that brought it there?
Right, the ladder.
The ladder. In other words, the physical table is here because of a spirit.
Yeah, but we did.
Not because of a physical presence.
We did start out saying the Kali knows, the body knows.
I'm sorry?
We started out saying the Kali, the body knows that it's.
Oh, well, okay, I'll come back to you, of course.
But it seemingly does not know.
He does know. The Horaya, the body, the Kali doesn't know, but the Kali is imbued with a ruach, with the oil.
That fits and animates it, but.
No, it doesn't animate it. It's not true. It raises it to its level. Doesn't just animate it. It raises it to its level.
Okay, it consummates it.
No. It's not going to oversimplify it. Listen, I understand this.
Yeah, raising it as if it's no longer body. That's the point.
That's right.
Okay.
When we put the cup on the table, it's not just getting rid of the cup. You put it in the right place where it belongs.
Okay, but do what you want. The table remains a physical object here.
The table remains. No. At that point, the table serves the spirit with which that brought it in there.
Right. Okay. From that human perspective, it is.
And that is what maintains it in the place. If you come into somebody's home, and there's tables and chairs.
Okay, so
the table is in my way, so move it. No way, I'm not going. Why not? Why can't you move it?
From that view, the physical is completely nullified within the human purpose here. It's as if to say the physical Kali is completely null.
It's not null. It is the Kali for the ruach.
Okay, it's completely elevated to the.
That's right.
Okay.
And this is the pshat that's mislabish. The ruach is mislabish. The oil is mislabish in the Kali. To the extent, as I said, you come to somebody's home and there is tables and chairs there. You would not dare move the table. Why not? The table is a physical object. You're going to insult him with a piece of wood? No, there's a ruach, there's an oil that keeps it here. This is the principle of intellect. Only the intellect can be sensitive to this reality. Without the intellect, you also know that it's easier to put the cup down on the table than to hold it in your hand. But that is not what it's about. They should always say the intellect. The intellect represents a neshama quality. We always point out there is the Nachman on the idiot. What is the idiot? He's not able to do things. He's able to do things. You can show him what to do, but he does not relate to it. He does not sense what the neshama of it is. This is the pshat. He slaps us oil b'keli.
Okay, I'm still having trouble with like the walking man.
Oh, the walking man.
He could not walk without his legs. Fine, he's in the shul, he's in the context, he's talking to his friend, he doesn't feel the effort. He's walking up the hill, he doesn't feel it at all. He's engaged.
No, wait a second. Stop. It's not he feels. His feet don't feel it. His feet are being carried by the Spirit.
Fine. All of that is true.
So that's in Oy Slavish became.
Right. Nevertheless, without. But But the feet. Oh, so you're saying it's as if his legs know what they're doing.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Pointed out many times. A robot putting this down and a human being putting this down. It's a different put down.
And that's not just the head, that's the hand.
That's right, it's the hand. It's the chayes that's in the hand.
The hand has the intelligence.
That's right. Exactly right. The hand has intelligence, knows what it's doing.
In what way is the oil affected by the keli? Just as the oil affects the keli, you also have the other.
Absolutely. That's the big miracle. In order that the oil should be able to be used in the keli, it has to be at that level that it can relate and be affected, allowed himself to be affected by the keli. This is why it has to go through all the Seder Hishtalshelos, to the point where the oil recognizes, yes, indeed. From the oil perspective, there is significance of putting this thing down, or going from here to here. To travel from Rishus HaYochid to Rishus HaRabbi. What's in it? What's the difference between you go through a threshold of a doorpost, or you're just walking inside a home? Physically, obviously, there's absolutely no difference. And even spiritually, there's no difference. What's the difference? It takes an oyer hanefesh to multiple gyrations of intellectual process to recognize a difference. You know what forms the Rishus HaYochid in the middle of Rishus HaRabbi, middle of an open field? What makes a Rishus HaYochid? Walls? No. A string 10 tefachim off the ground, supported by little sticks, every three tefachim, or even more, depending how it's done. That makes a Rishus HaYochid. It does not have physical demarcation. You can go right through it without even noticing that you went through anything. To the intellect, it demarcates the two areas. One of the criterion of identifying a mechitza is that there's a marker, and if you don't belong there, and you end up to be on the other side of the marker, there will be a valid question saying, well, what are you doing here? How did you get in here? I had no problem. Don't you see the marker? This is what constitutes a Rishus HaYochid. So there is obviously much more enrichment that is necessary over here. Time is short, and I have room for one statement. The world was created by God. The world did not develop bottom up. This principle is created by God means that in everything that the world represents, there's a godly reality, truth. If there is a Reshus HaYochid, you're not supposed to ring that. A Reshus HaYochid is a divine assignment. It is not a circumstantial situation. This divine assignment is represented by certain markers. But what do the markers represent? The assignment that was permitted to be there. So, okay, we'll develop it in Mitzvah, but I just want you to understand. This is just oir. Oir mislabish in a key. Oir is a divine truth. Why is it a divine truth? Because Rebbe created the world. He didn't create the world l'toihu, for wasteland. He created the world for human use, a human occupancy, human rule. And therefore he gave the human being the assignment to occupy and to identify with it, and to identify in it. In other words, when you create a Reshus HaYochid, you're not creating a Reshus HaYochid from scratch. It's not your invention. Reshus HaYochid is part of the creation, original creation of the world. And your presence in the world. And this is where this oir is mislabish in a keli. The keli is a very simple keli. It's representative of the oir. It doesn't create a new entity. It's a marker. But it's a sufficient marker that it's obvious that these are two separate issues. And this is what we're learning now. There's one more nekuda. The hislapshus of the oil with the keli is perfect and complete. And this is what we're going to learn. All right. Have a great day. How was that?
Yeah, sure, cool.
Okay, sure. Who is this?
Shmuel.
Shmuel. Oh, Shmuel. Okay.